Are here live at the New Directions Legacy Ball for 2023. How you feeling today?
Feeling good, feeling excited.
That's what's up. What made you want to have this ball today here?
Really just wanted to make sure that we think differently about how we hold space for Ballroom. Making sure we double down our investments and the commitment into changing inequity that faces Black LGBT people. That was really the focus of the ball.
What are some of the biggest inequities that our people face?
Homelessness, substance abuse. We've, in the last year, suffered a loss of many people in the Black LGBT community in Chicago regarding like meth overdose and other drugs. So it's one of the main things that we see a lot of. I just wanted to be the change that I wanted to see when I was growing up. You know, I wanted to be what people like me needed when I was 16, 17 years old. Somebody who was very invested, had a real commitment, and was intentional about creating space for people that look like me, and creating opportunity as well.
That's what's up. So why did you choose this weekend to throw the ball? Because, you know, you could choose any weekend in the year. Why specifically this weekend?
Yeah, you know, like understanding that the journey of being Black and LGBT is only made possible because of the sacrifices by Black trans women. You know, from thinking about Marsha P. Johnson into our own champion locally, Jasmine Foray, who all have become ancestors now. But because of their sacrifices and their commitments in community, it was very important for me to do something on the weekend of Trans Day of Remembrance, because we need to acknowledge the impact, the work, and the level of opportunity that has been created by the sacrifices of Black trans people.
Dope. So I know you've included other like ballroom figures to like help you throw this ball. Who are they and why did you choose them?
Yeah, I mean, so thinking for one, like Dr. Tatiana Moden, we're honoring her tonight because of the sacrifices, the intentionality, the authentic investment and love that she has brought community from all the way from Canada to the deep parts of the South. She has been very loving, kind, nurturing. She is the epitome of a mother when it comes down to community. Dr. Mario Balenciaga is the all-time father. You know, when we think about a male figure in the community, that is someone who is doing something that should be remembered, that mentors, that nurtures other young men that are coming out. It was something that we had to make sure we acknowledged him. We thought about somebody who has created the space that is supportive in Ballroom to mix social services in Ballroom. Those two people who championed that effort, Tommy Avant-Garde, Solomon Arnold, Solomon Infinity. And then also when we talk about performance and we talk about folks that have been a name in the scene that has always been controversial and made people think differently about the work that is happening, we had to acknowledge Raven 007 and Yasmin Machiavelli. In addition to that, and thinking about all the hosts that we have, from Tiana Ebony, you know, who is also a champion in making things happen in community, to thinking about the organization that I run that is really supporting this event, Sharp. Jahari is a part of this and making these things possible as well. And the folks, Kentrell, Jack, all those folks are very intentional and invested in the idea of when we create space that is supposed to be affirming and supportive to community.
Talk about the sponsors, because without the sponsors, you know, it's really hard to put it on. So yeah, talk about them and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and thinking like who would be supporters of this event, we were very intentional about the relationships that we have and how we can build upon those to grow the impact of what we're doing. So Molson Coors, AFC, AHF, Gilead, Vive, Red Bull, Jacked, Alliance Care 360, HIV Care Alliance, Howard Brown. We wanted to make sure that everyone that we partner with has the focus of what we share, which is being invested and committed to changing the narrative of what happens with Black LGBT people, so that when we create a family of the work that we do, we know that we are a force, we are a movement, not just moving in silo and having people give us money to make this happen. The impact of tonight is not just about who came and won a prize. It's also about, who got a resource and how do we enable someone which came in this space and may not have a job or may be homeless. If they come in and they say like, oh, I don't have the money to get in, that's fine. You can get tested. We're going to actually give you $20. And then if you say, hey, you go visit somebody at the table, we're going to give you another $20, because the investment here is making sure that people get access to resources and connected with the sponsors that are here, because they're intentional and invested in doing the same thing we're doing, which is changing the narrative.
That's dope. And it's really important that, people like yourself are bridging the gap. So I really, thank you for that, just from somebody that's from the community. So tell me about, your commentators. Who are they and why did you choose them?
Yeah, longtime partners that have worked alongside me in doing community work for Black LGBT people, Contrail, Gucci, Tayana, Ebony, being here, other commentator, Jack, Gucci, who is, when we first talked, I was like, this is what we're about, this is what the event is about, and Jack was like, sign me up, baby. Just hearing that let me know that the marriage of making this event happen was perfect. And then also the other commentator is Adonis Escada, which is actually my gay father. And way back when, in my early 20s, when I was like, I was gonna come out and get into the ballroom scene, had really told me, no, take your ass to school. And so, that created an opportunity for me to think differently about what I wanted to do, so later in life I can make the impact I wanted to make within Ballroom. And so he's here tonight as a commentator because that's me honoring him to make this whole moment full circle.
That's dope. So tell me about what are your major grand prizes and why did you specifically choose to allocate those funds to those grand prizes?
Yeah, so making sure we honor Tati as being the mother of all mothers, the face, the crown jewel of the Midwest. Making sure that we honor the father of all fathers and the impact that he has had on the Midwest, $1,000 grand prize. Making sure that we acknowledge the person which has made the movement of testing and social services within Ballroom something that is like boilerplate, is standard, Solomon Arnold, and his impact on Runway that has really changed how we think creatively about effects and the delivery of presentation when it comes to Runway. And then also when we think about performance, Raven, Yasmin, the impact that they have had, how they are legendary and icons in their own right, and acknowledged as icons in the scene because of what they've done for Ballroom and for community as a whole. And then the ultimate grand prize is honoring someone which has embodied the fervor, the experience, the love that everyone that is a part of Sharp has. He is, imprinted on every one of us, encouraged us, held us accountable to being invested in doing right by community, and that's Tommy Avant-Garde. So our grand prize tonight is $6,000 for a house that does a production that acknowledges their community initiative so that they can further the experience of creating opportunity and supporting ending inequity within Black LGBT community.
That makes sense. So, with all the good that come along with Ballroom, just like with life, there's sometimes difficulties that come along with it. When you put all those people in the same room, things get competitive, and sometimes people may act out, they may be shady. Sometimes there's arguments, altercations even. How do you deal with those situations? Because, you want everybody to come to have a good time.
Right.
So how do you stop all the shade, all the fighting? How do you quell that as being an organizer that's putting this together?
Yeah, and that comes along with who you choose to be in as the face of the event, because when people show up, it's not just about coming to an event, it's about the respect of the people that are part of the event. And so we made sure, and every time we do this, that the people who are partnering for this event are individuals that are highly respected. So when people come into the room, they don't come in and say, oh, I'm just competing at the ball. They come in and say, I'm here to honor someone and I'm here to pay a respect to this person. So when we center the event in that idea, the aggression and the issues tend to subside. You know, I can honestly say that we have not, knock on wood, ever had an altercation that escalated to the point we had to put anybody out of an event. And I don't ever think we will, because we have unique partners at the table and we situate the ball around the idea that we are here to honor and respect folks because they have made an impact on community with a large volume of people in our community.
Give me 5 words on what your expectations is tonight. Like, what do you want tonight to be like at the end of the night?
Fun, affirming, iconic, and memorable, and unforgettable at the end of the day.